shit happens.
Shit.
Shit.
Fuck.
Welcome back to Archetype Aperture. Are we live?
We are live and rolling, yes, sir.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
Whoopsies.
So with me tonight, I have what I like to call the triple threat,
Oh, yeah.
but maybe more. I mean, as we go through the night, we might find out that there's way more threats.
There's the limit does not exist.
I'm just going to list the things that I know, and then we'll get into other things. But bartender, model, first and foremost, photographer. I don't know what else the hell she does, but she's a
Podcaster.
Podcaster. Didn't I say that?
No.
Didn't say that. Podcast. So already we got 4. Let me introduce proudly Miss Jennifer Genao.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, that's
the
great.
applause makes me feel so great.
Doesn't it? It's definitely a new experience for us. We don't mess with that usually. I just don't mess with it. I'm an old fuddy duddy.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But it's all on him. If he wants to use any of that shit, he can use it. You know, there's like the bleeps and all that stuff. I haven't
I love it.
preloaded anything.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, that's our audience.
Yeah, I always mess around with that.
That's our audience right now.
How's your coffee?
Yeah, we got three
cold.
people in here.
Cold.
It's cold. Yeah, I let it get
Some
cold.
cold coffee.
It's all right. So what I like to do, and I don't know if you've watched any of or listened to any of the episodes. I used to actually do this by myself, and it was just a pre-recorded.
One-man band. I love that.
And it was just all tips, tutorials, and I would talk about gear. I'd talk about, just photography stuff. And then after I met all the people at the collab, it just kind of blossomed, and I had this space already ready to go and it just turned into let's interview people. And now I try to
you got the space, like you got all the stuff you need. So
I try to make everything kind of tie back into some kind of with content creation, and you definitely you just run all over the place on content creation. So we can probably, like I said, podcast.
This is relaxing. I can
you can lean back.
Oh my gosh!
Just make sure she's still in frame.
Yep. Yeah, I'm like gonna slowly the frame, and she's gone.
Yeah. Get comfy. You don't have to do anything tonight. Jennifer has her podcast, the Jenerally Speaking podcast, which I've actually binged all the episodes.
Thank you. You're like my biggest fan.
I am. It's fantastic.
Oh,
you do such a great job, and that's kind of like something we'll get back into later on. Something we were talking about earlier is like how we can get into it now. I don't give a fuck, but
fuck it.
How we were talking first and foremost about how you had said on your last podcast that like podcasting and photography is like sort of a male dominated thing.
Yeah,
and it just made me think that may be the case, but I feel like the ladies do it better.
I think ladies do everything better, but we don't have to But it is a male-dominated field, but I think that there's just a certain touch males bring and a touch that ladies bring.
It's just different.
It's just different, and I don't say or want to say that one is better than the other.
Right.
It's all about finding your target market and making sure you're delivering a service to them. And so if it happens to be a female, because if they're relating to more females, then they're going to get that market, right? If it's a male and males relate to them, then they're going to have male supporters. But it is definitely a male-dominated field, but it doesn't mean that women don't have access to do the same thing,
Right.
I think it's just, in general, women have their own touch on things. And I see it in photography and modeling and in podcasting.
100%. I am blown away. I love your intros, just all.
What's up, guys? This is Jennifer, and you are listening to the one and only.
That's it. I love it. No, it's great. I love that.
Practice that 20 times.
I was going to ask you.
In the morning, in the shower. No, I made myself memorize it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I want, to be able to say it. I actually think I forgot a part of it right now. But I made myself, really learn it because I want to, add. Now when I learn the script that I wrote, I want to add my personality to it. I want to try it a whole different, a bunch of different ways.
Right.
So, but yeah, no.
So it's not like you're just, hi, welcome to, this is the.
Yeah. Well, and
me.
My first intros for my podcast were very chill, and they were very, because that was me starting out, and I did it. I just was making the steps forward, right? But we want to improve.
Right.
We want to take other people's advice. We have people on our team that want us to grow, that know better. They know what success is in podcasting. And podcasting being one of the most expensive and not, what's the word, when you get money back? Like, it's hard to get.
There's no ROI.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know what that is.
Return on investment.
Okay, there's no return on. There's a lot harder to get a return on investment.
It really is.
In podcasting, it's not an easy content platform.
True.
Right, and because
it can be.
It can be, but if you don't have equipment, if you don't know anything about technology, if you don't know anything about how to stream, if you don't know what, like, you could have a concept all you want,
right?
But if you don't know how to like target an audience, how to provide a service, then getting an ROI, I'm an expert using that time.
She's learned.
Right. Getting an ROI is definitely going to be a lot harder. And that's why people fall off.
Right.
And I think just starting and just doing it. Right. And like the intros to my first episodes, like I was saying, I think it was just me trying to figure it out. They were very, chill and relaxed. And then now I had, my mentors, Luis and Luis, they listened back at my podcast and they were like, we want to redo your intro and put your personality in it.
Okay.
We want you to be, the voiceover and everything. And I totally agreed. So, and I'm always wanting to improve.
I was going to
ask
you where you got that guy's voice that did the intro.
There's literally like websites you can pay.
Was it Fiverr?
Like you can pay like a voiceover actor to say your shit.
I've tried to do that, but I suck at that.
I think your voice is like podcasting voice.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Like when you said generally speaking, I was like, there it is.
Welcome to Generally Speaking.
See, like,
That's my movie phone voice. Welcome to movie phone.
I have like a sex talk voice, and it's like, oh, hello, and you are calling
900 1-900. I mean, it was
1-900.
That's how old I am. That was a lucrative practice back in the day.
It's yeah. Dude, right.
Yeah.
Where's Alana with myself?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Let me see. Let me ask her if she's back yet.
We gotta.
What the fuck?
We're gonna make a shout out to Patrick over here. He's like being really cool and working all the shit.
Oh, I love Patrick.
I think it's cool. Like this is really
matters.
nice. Like I feel like very.
You like it?
We got a couple comments so far.
This is
oh
my
weird?
God, who is commenting?
Go ahead.
So Josie said,
out.
"That's my girl." 2X said, "Let's go."
Let's go.
That's Chris.
Josie also said, "The one and only," and then we love Luis ×2.
Yeah, Luis and Luis, they're brothers with the same first name.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, we love Luis ×2.
Louis.
But yeah, no, this like
Those
feels
Luis.
great. I love this, and this is my second podcast that I've been invited on. So like I forget to not only focus on mine, but Luis ×2. We're the ones to remind me, like, hey, like get out there and try to get on other people's podcasts.
For sure.
So when I was like, and you're like such a great supporter of Generally Speaking.
I love it.
Thank you. And so I was like doing some like homework of my own one day, and I was like, I need to just hit up Jem, and you immediately.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
too.
I was like, I want to be on your fucking podcast. What the fuck?
I talked to Josie and I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to have her come on. And then I get a message. Yeah, I'll come on your podcast.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, I didn't ask her
yeah,
yet.
I'll come on anytime. I actually already scheduled myself, and Josie's already confirmed.
No, I love it. I should do the same thing with you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's already scheduled in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe like 4. I'm a little bit
Yeah,
busy,
yeah. No, yeah.
But no, you're welcome on Generally Speaking anytime.
Yeah, I think that it's great to, collaborate with other podcasts. Like your platform becomes my platform, and then vice versa.
I think too, and like creating like consistent collaborations too, I think builds a community
For sure.
like and even just anybody. Like my goal of my podcast is to be a local like resource. I want to expose the best parts of Jacksonville of all kinds. And
Hair in your mouth. It's not mine.
I hope it's mine.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. And no, I want like my goal is to create a community.
Yeah.
And I think Jacksonville has a lot to offer, but I think for a lot of time, like Russell said on the last podcast, it used to be such a gatekeeping, thing. I don't know if that's the right word.
Everybody's all worried about protecting their space, and it's like
I think and I think that people feel threatened.
Yeah, this ain't the medieval times, man.
And I think
when you grow, I grow.
Right. Like everybody can eat. right? And everybody should. And, and I think the gatekeeping concept was obviously, creators that feel threatened, that maybe had a hard time on their own come up.
Right.
And
it could be dog hair.
Yeah, I think it's the dog hair.
Yeah, you were smooching my dog.
I love your dogs. But yeah, and I think now people are starting to realize that the bigger your team and support, there is nothing that can stop you.
Right.
And the most successful people in the world, also successful meaning happy, successful in any point in time for me, happiness is together with that.
For sure.
So the most successful people in life are happy, and there's always a team. You can do so much on your own.
100%.
And that's how I started. For a whole year, I have gear at my shit at my house.
Yeah.
And because I wanted it to look a certain way, I finally realized I need help.
Okay.
I can do it all by myself.
You sure can.
But I was procrastinating just getting it started because I didn't know what I was doing. I was teaching myself everything. Mm-hmm. You can teach yourself everything.
Yeah.
But it definitely procrastinated the start of what I wanted to do.
What made you procrastinate so much?
I think it was being overwhelmed with how to start a podcast. Like I said, when you don't know where to start and you don't know who to ask, at that point, I didn't know anyone around me with a local podcast in Jacksonville. Yeah. I didn't meet you yet,
I would have definitely been able to help you.
Right. And I didn't know that. And so I was doing it and with the intent of a good intent I want to make sure this is mine.
Right.
I want to make sure
it looks and sounds
that this
the
is
way,
mine,
yeah.
And I always had this fear that someone will take it from me. So I want to make sure I build it
How
from
do you
me,
mean,
right?
take it from you?
So basically, I have this fear that people will take what I've worked for, right? And I realized that I have that fear. And I'm not that's not something that causes me anxiety. That's not something that, but a lot of people in my life have thought that they are owed to a space in my life, and they see the things I do and the things I do for them.
Right.
And it's for me, it's been a very traumatic experience having those people assume that they are owed a space in my life.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
So when I started the podcast, I wanted to make sure that no one could take that from me.
Right.
Right. And I thought that meant me doing everything myself.
Right.
And I starting it. It was more that because I was doing it that way alone, with not reaching out to anybody, and I didn't know how to reach out to anybody.
Right.
It was just taking longer. I have a full-time job.
Of course. As do I. Most podcasters
most podcasters do. And that was, that's exhausting. I'd come home, try and how to work the buttons, do testing and this and that. My fucking Mac's not updated. Now I gotta, all the things. And I was tired.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot.
And then a year goes by, and I'm like, damn, I'm not doing what I said I would fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
So why? I'm having these steps and processes and I'm getting the same outcome.
Right.
So I need to change up the pattern and I need to ask for help. When you have people to look up to that inspire you, that are the best at what they do.
Yeah.
You have to listen.
Right.
You have to listen. When you start a new job, you shut the fuck up. As a bartender, when I don't care if you bartended for 40 years, you're clearly a new bitch at this job, right? And I manage where I work.
Okay.
And I'd rather take the person that knows nothing about bartending, but they're willing to listen, right?
I used to want to be a bartender.
It's not that easy.
No.
But you make some money. But you can also create a sense of entitlement.
We're gonna have a dog blow up here in a second.
Alana!
Yeah, they just got back.
But yeah, no, and what was I going with that? But yeah, I'd rather take the person that's willing to start fresh, right?
Right.
And realize that they need help.
They don't come with their bad habits.
Right. And who am I to come in and think that I can do this alone?
Right.
And that's not a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
I tried to do it and it didn't work.
It's okay to be vulnerable a little bit.
And it didn't work. And for me, it has worked. Or for other people, that may have worked. But it didn't work for me. Right. I need help. And I have a vision, but I can't start it on my own. And I realized that that's not someone taking this from me. I'm still going to have, this is mine.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to make sure that anyone I bring around in my team, I set that boundary.
Yep.
At the end of the day, this is mine.
It's your
I'm letting
show.
you into my circle, and I want us all to build like an empire.
Right.
Right? And I want...
With Jen at the top.
With fucking Juicy Jen always at the top. Don't forget. Because I'm going to be at the top of mine, what I built.
Of course.
All right? And then while you're over here in mine, right? But you have your own.
Sure.
And I hope that I'm a part of that, right?
Yeah.
To help you build yours.
I think that it's a great thing that, like you said, to build that community. I completely understand the give that to her.
Hey, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I got my cook.
Yeah, make sure you turn the Sonic around so we can't see it. I'm not trying to pay Sonic for. Oh shit. Oh, do exactly what I told her not to do.
I'm a Puerto
It's
Rican.
Juicy Jen. She does what she wants.
We do
Yeah,
not
who
listen.
cares? We don't even care about Sonic.
Yeah.
We don't support them. They support us.
At any rate,
And this is sponsored by...
I wish. I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be so. Yeah, this side.
There's like a lot of
Cameras are over
moving
here, everything
parts
else
here.
Yeah, you got to keep all your shit on your left.
Oh my
And, you're probably right-handed though, right?
I'm pretty ambidextrous. As a bartender, you kind of like have to be.
That's right. What I was going to say is I kind of went through something, quite a few similar moments where I felt I had an idea for what I wanted to build.
Right.
I do a YouTube channel. I had an idea for how I wanted that to lay out. And I met a friend. We became partners in a business. And it just, my idea, all my shit just kind of went to the side and became something new.
Right.
And it did exactly what you don't want to happen is exactly what happened to me.
Right.
So I completely understand the
Right.
like wanting to make sure you
Right.
this is my
This
I got
is
the
mine.
reins.
And
Yeah.
and I want to make sure that we give credit to when credit is due.
Yeah.
You know, when Josie creates a video for me, or when she is there to shoot,
Right.
not even creating content for me, being my support system.
Yeah,
she
she's
gets
great.
all that credit. You know what I'm saying? Because that is credit when credit is due, right?
Sure.
She helps me in so many ways, right? And she is helping build me, right?
Right.
But I've set that boundary not only for out of respect for myself. Sorry, I just smacked my lips.
It's totally okay. I do that occasionally. We can edit that out.
Right.
Not in the live though.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
But because I not only respect myself, but because I respect Josie, she is my sister.
Yeah.
Right. But there's a line that needs to be drawn in business, you know, and some of the best businesses have failed because of friends, because they think right. Like you go and you can know someone for 10 years and this is your best friend and you trust them. But when you assume that the same relationship you have as a friendship is assumed in business, that's when you fail.
Or that they have the same goals as you.
And that you have the same boundaries.
Right.
As my friend, I'm going to let and be more compassionate about her fuck ups and you know, and it's like genuine love. But in business, that's not it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'll fire my mom. Okay? Like straight up. Sorry, Mom. You're hired. Go back.
You are a straight businesswoman.
You know, and I want to remember like
Business person.
I'm a woman.
I know.
It's okay.
You got to be PC these days, you know.
I don't give a fuck. I
Okay.
am a woman, okay? I'm a businesswoman. Yeah, that's right. Robbie and Juicy, baby.
Fuck yeah.
How's my hair, Patrick?
Gorgeous.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I had a conversation with her because I want her to succeed when
Right.
she's building her brand management.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get close with your clients, right? But create a boundary.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because people, unfortunately, bring personal business or personal relationships into business where that has no place. You know? And because I want her to succeed as well, we have to create boundaries. We have to hang out as friends and friends. When we're doing work, we're doing work.
Right.
Right? And that's out of respect for not only her, but for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage people to just remember to tell boundaries if you're afraid. It's okay, like, if you create something and it's taken from you, to be afraid of that. That happens all the time.
yeah.
Ideas and concepts. And
Can it start over?
right. But it's like sometimes people have worked their whole lives on it.
Yeah.
Right. And they're afraid to broadcast it, right? Because that's something that's their baby.
Yeah.
Right. And I realize, you know what? I need a team though. But I will make sure I set this boundary with my team.
Right.
So that they can fuss fight about whatever, but this is mine.
Yeah.
You know, and the people who are on my team are on my team, you know, and they're going to protect that brand with me, you know?
Yeah, that's something I'm learning, and I'm picking up from I'm picking it up from you, which is a great thing. I've learned a lot from this collaboration of people that I've been in touch with, that I've become recently.
Oh my God, so fucking much. Like, who are these people?
They're great. Everybody's so supportive. But,
supportive.
I'm learning more, especially, you know, from you, from Josie, from everybody, about like branding and marketing, because I've never really branded myself.
Right.
You know,
and
when you were thinking about your podcast, how did you figure out like your direction, your brand?
My brand?
Yeah.
My brand as a whole, just like a concept.
Mm-hmm.
I think so it's funny, I think maybe 2 years ago, I had the idea started probably almost 3 years ago, and I had put a post on Facebook, like, hey, I want to start a podcast.
Okay.
And I gave him what should I call it? It's going to be about Jacksonville, comment, what you think it would be. Like, I think I had put some options and they voted. I think my first step was making sure that, like, I have the community to follow, like, or be behind what my concept is, right? And regardless, this is something I wanted to do for myself, right? So the name, Generally Speaking, actually came from a commenter, and I wish I could remember. I probably could find it, but it's mine anyways.
Scroll through the archives.
Right. And I remember it was between Generally Speaking or Generation Jax with a J. And someone said, well, if you maybe want to expand your podcast in any way eventually, maybe leave it in Generally Speaking so that you could leave it as a broad spectrum. You know, if you leave it at Generation Jax, if someone doesn't know Jax or isn't from here, it's an automatic disconnect. They're not gonna follow. Right. But if you leave it open to growth,
more broad.
And I thought that was a good point. Like, it's gonna be a general topic. It's Generally Speaking, you know, and there's nothing that I wouldn't want to restrict myself to talk about in my guests. So that came along. I half-assed trying to get it done. You know, I was a half-ass about it, and one of my friends fucking railed into me because, you know, I thought I was doing a lot.
You're like, this is hot shit. What are you talking about?
And it was dog shit. You know what I'm saying? It was not. You know, you have to be real with yourself. And she was one of the ones that said, Jen, if you want to do this, if you want to be something, anything in life, don't be a half-ass. You can be anything you want in life.
Yeah, but isn't it the most important thing is to just start?
Just start,
and
right?
Then you can kind of morph it and grow it into what you want it to be.
But you can't expect a result. If you eat, sleep, and breathe something, it will happen. But if you don't, like, there are actions and consequences, right? That doesn't mean positive or negative. It's just reality, right? And I wasn't sleeping, and breathing something that I said was like my dream. I was half-assing it, you know? And that lit a fire under me, you know? And I was like, I want to do this. So I reached out to help. I think I remember, like, searching on Google, like, I don't know, like podcasts, like Studio, help or something. And then, I said, like, help me, you know, because I need help. I was tired of not producing the fruit that I was telling people that I was going to do, right?
Sure.
I bet, like, people are asking, when are you going to start that podcast? Oh, it's coming soon. Like, and it's not.
Right.
You know, and then I wanted to do it. So I, like, remember searching, I think, like, studio help or podcast mentors or I don't know. And the first thing that popped up, I clicked it. And I meet this guy, Gary, who's been in Gary Peace.
You can shout them out if you want to.
I love Gary. I don't know if he has an Instagram. He's a sweet old man, but
he's
he's been
that owns the.
He sold it to Louis and Louise.
Oh,
so
okay.
So I met Gary, and he's been in radio. Oh, I just hit my lip. Anyways,
bless your heart.
I met Gary, and honestly, thanks to Gary, like, being so inviting and open to me, you know, like, creating a safe space as a woman.
Yeah, that means a lot.
To have and do something that I didn't know, like, I knew I could do it.
Yeah.
But that was, like, the first bridge.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first bridge for me. He laid out a plan. I can help you. and you need to do these things, right? And that's what I needed to do in general for my life.
Sure.
We can achieve this, but you need to do this.
You needed like an outline.
Right. And that doesn't mean like obsessing over the final goal.
Sure.
Right. You never want to lose sight in the process. You want to enjoy the process because it's a fucking ride.
Right.
It's like, I'm the brokest bitch right now ever, but I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm finally like investing in myself.
Right.
I will be broke all day knowing that it's going to ROI in me, right? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
You'll get your return on investment for
because
sure.
Because I'm doing the little steps, right? And the end goal is going to work, you know?
Well, your podcast is light years away from where I first started, for sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah. When I first started doing podcasting, it was with Alana. We started a podcast, and we literally...
Shout out Alana!
It was Kitchen Table Discussions. It's still on... We have a YouTube channel. We streamed a few episodes. But when we first started, you listen to our first episode, it was... I opened a laptop and just hit record on GarageBand.
Uh-huh.
Because I told we were both talking about doing it, and something that
But that's okay.
Something I always tell my listeners, the people that listen to the podcast and watch my YouTube videos, is like, don't fucking worry about what it sounds like in the beginning.
Exactly.
Just start.
It just starts.
Once you get that first, and it's like over the.
Well,
hump.
right. Once I'm gonna shout out Luis.
Yeah,
and Luis
do it,
on Content is Profit, and I don't remember what video. I think the title was, "What is the quality of your message?"
Right.
Right. So it's not about having the best of the best equipment, right? If you're starting, like, obviously those things can help grow and generate a professionalism eventually, right?
Sure.
But if the quality of the message is not there, it doesn't matter the nicest shit that you have, right?
100%.
So, and thankfully, we live in a time that you can podcast from your phone.
Yep. I did a 30-day daily podcast right from my phone while I was driving.
Like, you don't need this is the goal, right? This is a blessing.
This is like version 1.
But this is amazing. Like, you should give yourself some credit for this, you know? Like, this is the goal.
Well,
I would love to have this in my house, right?
I used to have an actual studio.
This is a studio.
It was like a brick and mortar studio.
I like this.
Tattoo shop in there and all the things.
I like the homey feel of this.
But yeah, that folded up, so I brought everything here and just threw it up.
This is fucking legit. And so eventually, if you do what you need to do and the quality of the content is there,
right,
people will listen.
Absolutely.
And all the things that you want and the fucking shiny shit, like, that'll come. You know, that'll
I'm
be
not sweating it at all.
Right, and like,
I'm having a good time.
What were some other things created out of a garage?
Amazon.
Okay, that was a lot more friendlier than I was gonna go. Anything can be created.
What were you gonna
in a
say?
garage.
I'm curious.
Lots of stuff. Like,
Are we gonna have to edit this or? Oh, okay.
This is the raw, real, and juicy shit.
I'm
There's
just saying,
no editing.
To my listeners, I will just say that get ready for a different type of show. You know.
Yes, sir.
I mean, when I'm doing it by myself, I've always tried to keep it PG, I guess. You know,
Why?
I don't.
Is that your like audience for that or for this?
Well, the only reason I've always done it that way is because.
Sorry, this is not a PG show.
No, I did it that way so I can like capture more. Capture more of an audience, especially the younger folks, because I was always trying to target the beginners and the intermediate photographers and content creators, videographers, whatever, audio files, whatever you want to call us, podcasters, and just share with them what I learn along the way in my journey. Since I started doing these lives, that's kind of fucking out the window.
Well, right.
And this is more my personality.
Right.
That other shit is like fucking Mr. Rogers.
Oh, also too, like if you happen to reach more people, that weren't necessarily your target audience,
sure,
then that's great, right? But I learned, like, when you don't create a niche, right?
Yep.
Your target market that people want to hear or go to you for a service, right? When you make it so broad, people get confused.
Of course.
And people don't know and you may know, and you may think, or most people think you're delivering the content that you want. But when it's too broad, and I learned this, I just did it again, and it's too broad, people get lost in it. So what is this about? Is this for me, my 15-year-old son, or is this for, people like us?
Yeah.
And I learned too, like, I learned to.
Oh my God, you're already getting hung up on all the little ums and ahs and likes, aren't you?
No.
You listen to yourself back?
I literally never listen. That shit is going on live. Whatever,
I have
records.
to, 'cause I edited it myself.
Oh no, it's like
there.
it's as soon as it becomes available, I don't even. I trust. I was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I realized that, like, when you make people fall in love with you and your genuine self,
absolutely,
that is a reoccurring, like, customer, client, potential, a listener.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think when people want a more structured or PG, or I think there's plenty of those.
Yeah.
There are plenty of kid-friendly, PG, educational, YouTube anniversary concepts, right? But I think the majority of the world are not 18 and under, right?
Grown-ass adults.
We're grown-ass adults. And I want someone, when they're watching this, looking at me, knowing that I'm still a professional, being myself. I know when to speak a certain vibe, and I know when, like in this vibe, I can be myself 100%.
Oh yeah, totally.
But when I know to be a chameleon, right? And that doesn't mean not losing yourself.
Right.
Right? You have to play the game.
Well, it's just like going into a party, I would imagine, like when you're talking to certain people.
Oh yeah, you have to play the game.
Talk a different way
Right.
with this guy than this guy or this girl. You know, I get that. I get that.
Right. And so when I realized that, like, I can be myself 100%, be professional, and provide a service while not being inappropriate, but nothing I'm saying is wrong, right?
No,
and I want to always make sure I'm genuine. I never want to, like, become obsessed with creating a business or a service,
right,
and I'm losing myself in the process.
Sure.
You know, because at the end of the day, like, what the fuck am I doing?
I think that your personality is what, you know, drew me to your podcast. And kept me there. This is actually I am very dry. I mean, I can be funny sometimes, but I'm very dry, and just
you're very welcoming.
I mean, I've been told I'm easy to talk to, and that's the way I like it. You know.
Yeah, I'm told, like, I'm really loud.
Nah.
I like being loud though.
Okay.
I'm pretty loud. But
we've got compressors for that.
That's
Don't
fine.
worry about it. Get
but
as loud as you want.
me in general, I'm a loud person. I'm like very like, but I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, but that's like why we are collaborating.
Sure.
Like, there are people that do what you do best, and then there are people like me. Like, and then it's when you can have two different personalities come together. Damn, like, we can all win. You know?
Sure.
It's like, who would have thought I'd be here? Like, you know.
I mean, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you reached out to me and scheduled yourself.
Sometimes you got to make your own opportunities.
You sure do. I that's another lesson I could learn from you. What kind of advice would you give to someone that's like a younger person? Let's just say a Russell, Armenta from So Scenic Photography, who needs to start his own podcast. What kind of advice would you give that guy?
Russell.
We love Russell. He's been on the show quite a few times.
I love Russell. Russell has, like, the OG advice.
You can literally not to.
I could just, like, press record and leave.
Let him go. Yeah, I give him shit about it. I do. Last time I gave him shit, I was like, all right, the condensed version of who you are, because you'll go forever.
Yeah. And I also learned that, like, you have to cut people off. And it's like, and so anyway, so, you know, and that's not disrespectful, but, you know, some people, like, I will talk for forever. And please cut me off.
No. But, it makes my job so much easier.
Yeah, I love when people ramble, because I'm just like, God, you're doing great. But I would give some advice for someone starting a podcast or wanting to figure out why you're doing it. You know, I think when you figure out the reason why, because your time you cannot get it back. And whatever you think is successful in life, do it, right? If it comes back to you as an investment in any form, whether it's more love in your life or more money, right? But when you know why you're doing it, I wanted to start a podcast because I was bullied a lot for my voice.
Really?
Yes. I was bullied heavily for my voice. And I still am to this day.
Is that why you don't listen back, or?
No. Are you okay? I'm just lazy.
Okay.
No, I'm just lazy. Like, and I'm still bullied to this day.
Really?
Spit.
That's okay.
I'm still bullied to this day for my voice. You know, I've been called a man all the time. I've been called, transgender. I'm not like genuine. Or she's a man. And you know what? it was one of those things where I couldn't shake the insecurity. Because when someone says something so hurtful to you all the time, even if you know it's not true, you start to believe it, right? And, you know, if someone and different people consistently are telling you this and going out of their way to bully you about this, you can't help it. You're human. You know, I was sad about that. And it almost had me question myself. But my mom was like, Jen, you'll never stop having haters. You will never stop having bullies in your life. But what are you going to do about it, Jen? And I was like, I don't know. I feel...
You're going to let them have power over you?
And I told my mom, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I'm a woman, right? And you can't take that from me, right? But I don't know how to handle this. I'm not a revengeful person. Like, I don't think getting, beneath gets you over, right? I don't believe in that. I'm not a spiteful person because it's just not me.
I feel like the best revenge is success.
Right. And so you know what I did? I said, Mom, I'm going to fucking do my podcast. I'm going to turn what people think is a manly voice and own it. And so my voice is the only thing you hear, you know? And when I finally started doing it, I was like, I love my voice.
Yeah.
I love it. And I've always loved my voice. And I'm not going to let the 10 people that have been very hateful, not 10 people, like there's obviously more,
many.
But the ratio 1 in a million, when the other 999 people say they love my voice.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm one of those. I'm on that side.
Thank you. And so that was the big reason why. And regardless if I make money from it, regardless if like anyone listens, like this is something that is fulfillment. This fulfills me and I enjoy doing it. And there's nothing that can take that from me, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so much fun.
I love being able to sit down and have conversations.
What the fuck are you doing right now, guys? Like, I'm on a fucking podcast. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Like, this is like I almost ran out of gas because I couldn't fucking fill my gas tank up. But it's like, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want to do. And so when you figure out the reason why, with anything you want to start, if that, when you writing that down, whether it propels you forward or actually, you know, or actually makes you stop and think, is this what I want to do?
Right.
Right? Because both ways are not wrong.
Yeah.
But you need to have direction. Why are you doing this? Is this worth your time? You know? Everybody has a podcast, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of people taper off.
See, I just did it too. Just snap. No, and I 1,000,000%. And I mean, there's a lot of podcasts out there. A lot of people, you know, I think during the pandemic, it was like the big thing to do. You know, they sold out of, you know, recording equipment.
Yeah.
But I think that you'll never know if you have a question in your heart about, should I do this? You'll never know until you do it. And
it's like,
maybe become something you don't.
If you want to do it, then if someone really wants to do something, nothing will stop them. Like
Jinx.
You know? But like, I've learned that like in anything I've done too, I'm not like a fucking superhero or not, but I'm actually really real with myself. And I will give my, thank you. But I know that I've worked on being real with myself.
Right.
Self-reflecting. Then do you want this? If not, then stop saying you want this.
Right.
You know, if someone's saying like, this isn't good for you and you don't think it's good for you, then don't do it. But I love helping my friends and other business people grow, right? But I don't like wasting my motherfucking time. Right? I value my time more than anything. Right? And so when I know the work that needs to be done, and anyone can do it, right? But when I know you're not genuine about wanting to do it and you don't take this seriously, right? That's not what I fuck with, right?
Right. It's not
like
okay.
This isn't like, yes, this is fun, right? But this takes work.
It sure does.
You know? It fucking
really
sure does. If you told me last year I'd be right here today, I would believe it because I was going to do the work to do it.
Right.
And if I would have questioned that, then why would I question why that I wouldn't be here? You know, because I want to do it. So nothing will stop you if you really want to do something. Nothing. You don't have to know everything. You do not have to have money. Like, you have to take a step.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just do it. Nothing will stop you if you really want to do it.
The more you hem and haw about things like starting a podcast or becoming a photographer or just doing anything other than status quo, I mean, it's gonna. I just got derailed. Fuck.
Fuck. Shit.
I know.
Bitch.
Anyways, yeah, doing anything is going to take effort, and if you don't have what it takes to put that effort in, or you're not going to do it, then just.
But you're not, and you're not like my mom says, trying isn't doing.
Yeah.
You could try something, but did you do it?
Right.
Like, you know.
I was going to ask you about your, not to pivot, but we're going to pivot.
You can pivot.
I'm going to pivot.
Pivot.
But like, you've been having some really prominent guests on your show, which is really exciting for me because I enjoy listening. You know, but
you're the next one.
How are you? I wouldn't say the next. You probably got.
It's like
it's probably booked up.
The fifth.
Maybe 2025. No, that's okay. I fully understand. You're a busy human being. How do you find all of your guests? How are you finding these guests?
A lot of these guests are reaching out to me.
Really?
Because I'm hitting the target.
Mm-hmm.
My target audience is to bring and expose the best people in Jacksonville.
Right.
And the best businesses.
I love that.
Local creatives, talents of all kinds.
Yeah.
So when I'm hitting that target, the opportunities come. When you're like your audience is kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think people will reach out to you if they know that you can provide the service for them, you know? And that's like, I know when people are hitting me up and I'm booked till October,
right,
I'm hitting my target.
Sure.
You know, like I'm doing exactly what I set out to do,
mm-hmm.
was to make sure that I'm like locals only. Like I'm being the face of Jacksonville. I'm making sure that these businesses, talents, creatives, these are the people that make Jacksonville great.
Right, right.
You know, all the fucking shit you hear, oh, this sucks and this sucks. Those are the people that make Jacksonville shitty.
So on that,
like I love Jacksonville, and I'll fucking ride till I die.
I was let's get into that a little bit real quick. I'm not one of those people that hate on Jacksonville, but I've lived here.
I hate on Jacksonville.
No, I don't hate on it. I've lived here my whole life, like literally born here. I am over Jacksonville. And but I think it's great, and it's almost like listening to you. Do you need that one?
Yeah,
okay,
that one was burn as fuck.
Yeah.
Is it like not good etiquette to like?
He doesn't have to put you on camera. It's fine.
See, oh no, like this is like. I just like don't want to look like a crackhead.
It's all right. You don't look like a crackhead.
Okay, thanks.
No, I love how much you.
Can you send me that clip? You don't look like a crackhead.
I will. No, Jen, you don't look like a crackhead.
Yes, we love the young people. I don't know if you guys like.
You want me to make some sound bites for you?
I would love that.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
Sorry, I pivoted.
No,
go back.
We pivot and pivot. That's what we do. And I love how much you love Jacksonville and everybody that comes on your show. And it's kind of like, I feel like it's reinvigorating me a little bit. I still don't like the Jaguars, but that's a whole different topic. I'm not a sports guy at all.
Fuck out.
I know.
Yeah, go Jags, baby.
I'm an old guy, so I'm just old. I just want people to be quiet and calm the fuck down. That's all.
That's fine. You can.
No. But I just, like I said, I wanted to tell you, if you heard me giving any shit to Jacksonville, it's nothing personal.
Yeah, like all of Jacksonville will take this personal right now.
Done with you,
and
Jim.
They are done. But we love Jim.
No, like I said, I was born and raised. I'm local as you get.
Right, and like doing
this. I grew up
this.
in Mandarin.
I love how I'm like holding this.
Yeah.
But by doing this though, I'm still targeting my audience. Like,
yeah.
Even like you are a part of all of that.
Yeah.
Whether even like Jacksonville resonates with you anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you are the definition of a local. This is success.
As long as I'm not
to
getting
me.
canceled.
I will never let anybody cancel.
I'll get canceled for something way worse than that.
You just let me know what I gotta do.
It'll be the producer first.
No, it'll be. I keep trying. It's almost like I keep trying to get canceled and talking like. Bringing up like the differences between men and women in photography and podcasting and this and that. And it's like you just never know you're gonna hit a nerve.
I think
on what group?
Right. I think when we create cancel culture and we support that, it's just not a productive thing. Instead of like looking from a point of empathy and why someone does not like or has said something, right? That you don't necessarily agree with. It doesn't mean that you have to agree with, but when you can see why they think the way they think, right? Does not mean that you have to agree, but that does not mean that their business model is trash.
Right.
If morally and ethically, they're not hurting anybody. Like, there's right and wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But businesses do not need to be closed, and people don't need to be now without jobs because someone's offended.
Yeah.
Like, we also, though, too, if you know what you believe in is right? People are going to get offended. But when 100%. You come with a genuine message, it does not matter what they say. Like, a genuine a message full of love and support and, anything like that, people can try and cancel it all you want, right? People, like, this cancel culture, people are threatened. And I think when you come from a place where nothing can threaten you, when you come from an inside out type of model, all of those things, it's just a little like shoe fly, right? Like, you're going to have that.
You think the cancel culture kind of started to cancel itself?
I think people are realizing that we kind of supported that for a while. I think we subconsciously, like, even if we didn't reach out or comment or like on specifically something, cancel culture related, we tolerated it. I mean, how many people in these past couple of years?
Why would we tolerate that, though?
But I think it's something that, like, with something big, I have no control over the internet canceling someone, right? I'm not the person to create hate because someone hated.
Right.
How am I better? Those people are, it's different. Like, again, morally and ethics, if that's not there, then fuck them. I'm not going to support them. But I cannot bring someone down because I don't agree with their business model. Because I don't agree with how they view success.
Yeah.
Like, and instead of, like, tearing them down, like, challenge yourself to know why, or go ask them, as someone that's different in their views, why they think the way they think. And you cannot, if you ask these questions, you're going to get an answer.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do not like the fucking answer.
Right.
Right? And you have to be okay with that. But that doesn't mean you have to believe them. Right? If someone is, I love when people ask me about politics, religion. I work at a bar. What's the one thing they say don't talk about? Oh, I'm all about that shit.
Yeah?
Right. Because, like,
he'll go on for days.
Oh, let's go, Patrick.
Fuck.
I'm the guy that says don't, because I don't really get as involved in it as
I don't think you have to be involved to be a decent human being.
No. I just when we start talking about specifics and people and this and that, I check the fuck out.
Right, and you have every right to, right?
Sure.
But if someone's coming to genuinely know why I'm thinking different, I'm always gonna meet that or bridge that gap.
Right.
Those are the people that we're taught to, like, we were taught to not have these conversations, right?
Yeah.
Instead of how to have them. Politics and religion,
they need to be
create
are affect.
Everybody's affected by it, whether you believe in it or not.
Sure.
We are all affected by it. And you know what? Instead of that being the reason we're divided, isn't that the whole reason we're together? Like, we're a lot more 100%. Alike than we're different, right?
I wouldn't mind having conversations like that offline, but
but yeah, I think that if you have a good and genuine message, right, people are always going to tear you down.
Oh yeah.
And be ready for that.
100%.
But if you believe in what you believe in,
I don't.
Then don't fucking.
Honestly, as far as like commenters and people, I don't even fucking listen. I don't even read it.
The other day, someone said I was a man on one of my posts.
Yeah.
Which one was it? The reel with the affirmation. And he said, LOL says the man. And it's like,
how many?
That's hurtful, but
can I ask you,
I'm going to get 10,000 more people to say that.
Can I ask you how many good comments you get?
Oh, it's the limit does not exist.
And that's what I'm saying. Isn't it
right,
interesting,
and I've learned
though,
that, right?
You might get 10,000 good comments, but it's always that one.
Because people are humans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You could tell me my hair looks great all you want, right? But if I don't believe in myself,
You're still going to be worried about it.
Right. If I don't believe it in myself, 10 people could tell me I'm pretty.
Right.
But if I don't really believe it, the one person that tells me I'm not, that's what I already am believing.
Right.
Right. And so when I finally believed in my voice,
right,
who I am, and now I realize you can say that and I'm not threatened by it. I'm not hurt by it. But we can't expect people to be like, well, 10,000 people say you're pretty. You have to like know you're pretty. Like, I think it's more like making sure that why are we bringing people down?
Right.
You know, because telling someone a compliment, yes, that may bring you up, but that doesn't make someone believe something.
Well, ultimately, you can't stop people from doing things, and there's always going to be dickheads out there. But my thing is that, and I've seen this when a lot of content creators, a lot of people, they're doing really, when you hit a certain number of followers or whatever you want to call it, the ratio for assholes goes up.
Oh,
and,
yeah, the bots.
well, it's not just bots, but there's actual people, and
well, right. I'm
some
just
of
saying
those
it's
guys and girls will say mean things just,
100%.
just to get your attention.
Okay, right. But
and then they'll say, "Oh no, I didn't really mean that."
They meant it.
Right.
Yeah, you just gotta dive in for a couple minutes and then get the fuck out of the app.
I stay out
just
of
close it.
I just
you
stay
know?
out of
But
the
you have
Stay out
to
of the
like
comments.
you have to like take the power back.
Sure.
Like social
Do you,
media.
though?
If you believe that social media is a hurtful tool and in and of itself, then social media is not for you. You're
Right.
going to be hurt your whole
Yeah.
life. But when you realize that social media can be brought as an amazing tool in your life,
Right. It can be something positive.
like people are never going to stop being hateful.
Right. There's always going to be trolls.
But to me, I love social media.
Yeah.
Social media has brought me connections and resources.
Yeah.
And I'm using it for the platform that
Right.
it's supposed to be used for. So when you take what it really is meant to be for back, like I'm never going to go off. I'll scroll for 9 hours a day because I love social media and the positive things that it brings like to my life.
Right.
But when people connotate being on social media or an influencer or a content creator as something negative because they're on their phones, they look at content creators like, oh, they're always on their phones. Like me and Josie, when we're together, like we can sit for 2
That's
hours.
your job, though. I mean,
Right. But people don't respect that job. They think, right? Like people still don't respect like an influencer as a real job. I get that all the time.
Really?
Like what is an influencer? Influencer, right? And when you're trying to explain to someone that already has it set in their mind that this is something they don't respect,
right.
they automatically think influencers are people either selling a product or selling themselves in inappropriate ways, like especially girls, a lot of
Yeah.
But that's not, if that's what they want to do, they're not bad people for doing that, right?
Would you call yourself an influencer or more of a content creator?
I would say I'm a jack of all trades for sure.
I think that you're a content creator that has an influence.
I think that I'm more of a broad influencer. I don't think
You have a good message.
I don't sell something. I'm not selling
Right.
what's it called? Like paid sponsorship.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I'm not
A
like a
shill.
shill.
yeah.
A sellout.
Like
I'll sell out
puppet.
tomorrow.
like how many people comment, they're like, hey, like from business brands, like
Sure.
like you can download this link and be an ambassador and like
Oh, gross.
right? So
Delete.
like if you want to do that, that's cool, but I don't think that for me that's the best way to utilize the message I'm trying to get out.
Right.
So when you
It doesn't fall in line with your brand.
right, and I think I am an influencer, but
think
I'm not. I'm definitely a more broad thing. I want to be like a community influencer, if you will. Like I want to be like a local influencer.
Right.
I want to like actually see people, like and meet people. I don't want to be just a social media influencer. I want to be out there.
Do you do YouTube?
I do, but my YouTube sucks.
Well,
like I need to ask you about like what
I
the
was
fuck
just-
you're doing over there.
I was just gonna say, I watched your video with your dad with the mixing of the drink. Wasn't that your dad, or was that?
Oh my god, is that on my YouTube?
I don't know. I think it was on your Instagram.
Oh yeah.
And I watched that, and I was like, it was like vlog style kind of. I loved that. I absolutely
Yeah,
loved it. You need to do more of those. You need to do more vlogs. I think people will tune into that.
Yeah, it's actually one of my like highest like watch posts. It's got like
Yeah.
12,000.
Because you're
views.
fun and it's interesting, and you're teaching people something, and
Yeah.
there's that interaction with your, with your dad. That was
Yeah.
your dad, right?
Yeah, my
Okay.
dad is amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out, Dad.
No, it was beautiful. I mean, and I loved it, and it was funny, and it was smart, and it was good. I think you should. That's my personal opinion.
Well, right. I think
Unsolicited advice.
I'm trying to make sure too, like the message is out, but I want to make people fall in love with me,
Yeah.
so that there's no question that when they see my post or or the things I'm producing, they support it because they support me as a person.
Sure.
So when you create a face to your business, you know, you want to make people fall in love with you as like with whatever face you're portraying, you know, like when you make people fall in love with you, the recurring like clients and customers, whatever you want to call it, it's automatic. You know, you could like my sister, I'm actually helping her do some social media because she just got her LLC for baking.
Okay.
She's an amazing baker, right? But on her page, it's just desserts. And I was like, Steph, you don't have to be always or forever you're the face of your business, but you got to put a face to it.
Right.
Like
people want to see.
Why should I buy yours versus going to Publix for some cookies, right?
Right.
Like, because I want to support the girl who graduated college that started from nothing, like is a Hispanic business owner.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, like is a woman. Like that's why I'm going to Sweet Treats by Stephanie. And
Did you just shout her out?
Yeah, girl. I love you, sis.
Do it again.
Sweet Treats by Stephanie is my sister's bakery, and you guys, you know.
Does she have a brick and mortar or?
No. So she right now is looking to get into a space.
Okay.
But everything she's baking is from her.
Is that what I saw on your Instagram with the caramel cover?
Oh yeah, she'll make whatever.
Dear God, that is my one weakness. I'm trying to stay away from sugar and sweets.
Why? ¿Por qué?
I'm trying to, slim down a little bit.
You're pretty slim.
Well, just around the midsection,
That's like the hardest part.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to get my superhero form back.
You're wearing the Marvel shirt.
I'm a geek, so sorry, not sorry.
It's okay.
I got my Deadpool cup.
I thought it was Spider-Man.
I have a Deadpool tattoo.
Oops. Is that your favorite character?
It's one. Yes. Well, that and Ryan Reynolds. He's a handsome man. Not gonna lie.
I was tripping balls yesterday, and I rewatched Spider-Verse.
Did you?
It's the best movie to trip on. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant you were tripping balls. Okay, you were actually tripping balls. Okay.
Yeah, like mushrooms.
God, oh, good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, literally, he gets it. Who is this man? Literally, whoa.
Turn your mic off, producer.
Yes, Dad.
Boo.
Yeah, right? There's one of those on there somewhere, but don't hit it. He's going to do it.
This is so comfy.
You like it?
I'm having the best time. Guys.
I love that you like it. And that's just so you know, I don't fucking make questions. I don't have anything prefab made.
No, I can tell because I do the same thing. I can look in your eyes and I'm like, he's doing the same shit I do.
I listen actively to what you're saying because when I write questions down.
Sometimes I do that, yeah.
Yeah.
If I have 30 people on, I got to kind of plan it because
they
be talking over themselves. I'm like, listen.
That's why I try to only have like one. I don't like to go more than 4 people total.
4 is a lot, but I think that's my max. I think for getting certain episodes, I want more. Certain episodes, I want just the one.
Yeah.
But you definitely have to direct it yourself. You got to be comfortable with like, when you add more people, that's the style I do. Mm-hmm. I have like a general concept of going into it, but I want it to be as genuine and natural. But for more than 3 people or 4 people,
it gets chaotic.
You kind of have to at least have like a concept or outline.
Yeah.
Because people, it's like nerve-wracking, I guess.
That's one of the things I love about your podcast is that, like, you had what was the one with the ladies. There was 4 of them, right?
It was.
Or was there 3 of them?
Oh, the models?
Yes.
Yes, 3 models and myself.
But and then with the photographers, you had 3 of them. I mean, but yeah, and the thing that I loved was that you spent like. I got to know each one of them, and you did it in this tight window, and I was like, "That was good job."
You know what's funny? So the model podcast, that's the longest one I have.
Yeah.
And I didn't reach my goal with that podcast.
What was the
goal? It
was
a small goal. My goal is to keep it around an hour.
Okay.
The drop off for listeners is very quick.
You think so?
Very quick. Absolutely.
I think you need to revisit that.
So if you have a longer podcast, if you have people, that's an hour of your time, right?
Doesn't matter.
Right? If you have a longer podcast, if you have the rapport and people love your podcast, if you're at that point, people will listen.
Yeah.
But when it becomes kind of too loose, like when I want my podcast to be, depends, but I want still my podcast to be structured. I don't want people to be confused an hour and a half in. Like what was the point? Like, yeah, they're having fun, but am I still targeting my audience and having fun? Right. Like I want people to have fun.
There's ways to bring it back around and direct it.
Right.
But
on the girl shoot,
I'm gonna interject after you're done.
It's okay. The girl shoot, I did not. I think because I was having a lot of fun. An hour and 45 minutes goes by, and I fucking see the time, and I go, and we're done. Because I had a great time. I love that episode. But my goal for the next one was to create a space for all are given a platform to, not a platform, but all were given the chance to have their own, responses to things. But make sure that with whatever question I ask and whatever answer that I ask, if it rambles on too long,
you know when to stop it.
Because people, they want to hear the answer to the question. They don't know you as my guest, right? They may know me a little bit.
Right.
So when I don't create the structure of it, right, people get lost.
Right.
Listening to a podcast for more than 30 minutes. I love podcasts, right? But if you lose me, you lose me.
Well, as an avid podcast listener, I will tell you that I would definitely sit and listen to a 3-hour podcast of yours. And I don't.
It's because we love you.
Yeah, I have modeled this, the way the cameras are and the way everything is. I've kind of stolen the Joe Rogan podcast model. I pay attention to the production of that show. I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan. I don't want to be that guy, but just the way the production looks. And I was doing a podcast with my ex-partner, and is
this the Cuban?
No. We were doing a 2 to 2.5 hour podcast, and our when we were doing an hour podcast, we weren't getting quite as many views and listens. And then when we started going up and just having conversations and letting it go where being organic, we started seeing the numbers go up. I feel like the days of the TikTok vibe, everybody's attention span is so short that they're like, I need my content in 30-second chunks.
Yeah,
I think those days are starting to go away because not a lot of people are watching. Yeah, I mean, when's the last time you sat down and watched television, not streaming, but a television, a TV show? Can't think of it, right?
Like NCIS Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I like anime.
So, but when you watch anime,
but it's 20 minutes long because I don't have the attention span.
But do you binge?
No.
Okay, I do.
Yeah,
I'll watch.
I don't have the time to
I'll
binge.
sit for 7 hours and watch anime.
Oh yeah, no. I when I listen to podcasts or even watch a show in the background, it's usually when I'm doing something because as much as I want to listen to the 2-hour podcast, right? I don't have the time. So I usually have certain spurts that I fit it in while I'm doing things, but I will stop and change it if I'm not paying attention to it. So you lost me.
Okay.
Right? So
I just feel like there's a lot more people that are out there that are working their day jobs. They're doing their thing. You may not be able to listen. You have to be active when you're at the bar. You got to be actively listening to your customers. And paying attention to what you're doing. You don't really get a chance to wear your ear pod and listen to or AirPod. Sorry, I'm old. And listen to a podcast.
It's still an ear pod.
Yeah, it goes in your ear and it's kind of like a pod. But for someone like me at my day job, which we won't go into what that is because I like to keep that separate. But I listen to I work a 10-hour day. I'll listen all day long.
Oh yeah. See, if I was in that type of space, because there is people that do that. There are people who they're in one spot and are able to.
Yeah.
Right. But I think for me, my goal right now, I'm seeing more organization and less clutterness when I have at least a goal going into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love I love that podcast with the girls, and I loved how genuine it was, and I love that we just kept talking.
Yeah.
But my goal for the photographers was a different goal, and it was for a benefit of them as well.
Sure.
The girls' personalities, they needed that hour and 45 minutes, right? I can't shorten that.
I loved it.
I can't shorten that if I wanted to. Mm-hmm. But when I looked at the concept for the photographers, I wanted to structure it so that everyone knows their name and their business and everything like that, and knows what they're trying to do. And they're just not photographers, right? They're models. Models would jump up for a photo shoot, right? But photographers definitely get paid more.
Is that right?
Yeah, definitely the behind the scenes are paid more than models.
Okay.
Models, if you demand money as a model, there's 10,000 girls behind you that will do it for free.
Really?
Right. Most of the photographers at these shoots, they're getting paid, but models do not get paid a lot. A lot of the business model for modeling, getting paid, is the exposure.
Right.
And I get that. When you're starting out, I do not get paid for my shoots. I don't.
How long have you been modeling, if you don't mind me asking?
Like a year.
A year, really?
Yeah. And
I thought it would have been more.
no, you can scroll through my page. I'm just doing some like dumb shit, you know. But I also know that I know my worth, right? Mm-hmm. But I also know that I need to like create a portfolio. I need to, you know. And I will demand that when I know, like, someone can give that to me. Because why am I going to demand $300 for 2 hours? There's 10,000 girls in Jacksonville who would do it for free.
You think so?
Absolutely. Like, absolutely.
See, I'm...
Whereas photography, the full camera thing, I mean, that's people automatically think of paying a photographer.
See, the way I look at it is there's a ton of guys with cameras, you know, and I know Russell brought up the term GWC on your podcast, guys with cameras. I actually told him about that. I've done multiple podcasts about that. It's one of my biggest. I'm an advocate for. I don't like fuck boys and I don't like GWCs. You know, that's basically what they are. They go get a camera. They think they can get models into a space.
Yeah, I just gotta have kind of like a situation like that.
Yeah, I don't. Which we can, you know, you don't have to call anybody out unless you want to. I don't really care. This is your time. But yeah, but as a photographer, I feel like there's the market's kind of saturated with photographers. You know, everybody wants to be a photographer, whether it's cell phone or they've got camera. You know, so.
I think though with photography, you have a lot more leeway with creating your own brand and business. Like modeling, like you got to do what's the opportunities given to you. If you want to model, remember, unless you're creating your own brand and your own vision, then you're your own boss, right? So
you don't have an agency?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Josie.
Will you ever go?
No, I do not want to work for anybody else.
Okay.
After I'm done with my full-time job right now, I will never work for anybody else again.
Okay, good.
Right? Like my goal is to never be like someone's employee anymore.
It's going to be Genao Co.
Yeah, literally. Right? The GC Co. My goal, like my vision is I'm going to have a business and people are going to work for me.
I love it.
I want to have employees. I want to build and have brands for them.
Yeah.
Like I want to teach people how to podcast, you know.
You want to be your own CEO.
Right. And I just learned that because I don't want to work for another person anymore. But sometimes you have to work.
In my soul.
Right. But sometimes, like, especially as modeling, you're going to have to work for free a lot of these times. Like if you have little to no portfolio. Yeah. You cannot demand money for a shoot when there are people that have been doing it for years and they know that it takes money to make money.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're gonna have to do some things for free because it is about exposure too.
Sure.
And you have to look at it too. Is this worth my time? Yes. Every shoot that I've done that I have not got paid for, that was worth my time. It has brought me more connections. It's brought me the next opportunity. And I know if I keep investing in myself, that will come back to me.
Right.
In the way that I want it to. But I can't be a diva when I'm not a diva yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a diva, but I want to be respected first, too. I don't walk up in there and say, because I'm pretty and I have good photos, like, then I need $400 for this, right?
Yeah.
I also want to be, like, respected and someone that is good to work with.
Right,
that will help out a photographer for free. Not, like, all the time, but we'll be behind the shots to help them anytime, you know? Like, I want to be a good person to work with.
Right.
And right now, like, I want to make money from this. This is what I'm striving to do. But it does take some time, and you got to do some things for free. Like, you have to start somewhere.
Right.
Right? So, and that's where I am with that. I think, like, just putting yourself out there, accepting all the opportunities.
Sorry about my dusty table.
It's okay. I think it's all, like, my handprints. But I think when you just accept all the opportunities that come, right? Stay true to yourself. Don't do anything that you don't believe in.
Right. 100%.
But unfortunately, a model, unless you're creating your own brand, it's not about you. You chose to model something, right? Right? And who doesn't want to be a chameleon in the modeling industry? Who doesn't want to be picked for all types of shoots? Yeah. Right? But if you really don't agree with them, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the position to make that decision, they have 10,000 other girls that will do, or boys that will do it. You know?
Well, that's interesting to hear. I mean, I will.
Oh my God, my back.
Well, get comfortable.
No, I had to crack it.
Crack it out. Lay it back. You can lay that thing back. I think it leans back.
Oh my God.
Get comfy.
How do I look, Patrick, behind the thing? Is it good? Like,
let me see.
I just feel like I look awkward. Oh, that sound was probably awkward.
Oh, it's all right. I can edit all that out for the audio, only for the audio version. But
no, I like it. I like it.
I'll just tell you a little, give you a little.
Tell me, Jim.
Little bump. But like when I first saw you at the collab.
Hello.
You and Josie, y'all both kind of intimidated me a little bit. You and her and the way that she got up in my face and let's go shoot, and I'm like,
oh, Josie is the go-getter.
And you, I was like, this girl is a professional.
Yeah.
The way you were hitting your poses, the way you were,
right.
Your presence.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I need to go over here with the people that are probably a little newer.
No, but you're there.
I'm not a model photographer.
It doesn't matter.
No, I know. I've never really gotten into that, so I'm kind of dipping my toes into that realm as well.
Dip them toes, Jim.
I'm actually learning. Again, we're learning. People for my beginner photographers and intermediate photographers. Learn from this woman right here. She's brilliant.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and I mean, just as far as like the access to models is always to me has been like, okay. How do I even go about asking them? I don't have money to pay them.
Most models are not at the position to, if you're reaching out, if you reached out to me for a shoe, and you explained your situation, what the vision, why are you doing this? It would have
to be something you
wanted
to do.
I want to make sure too, I'm doing this too. To help build my community too. So if a photographer reaches out to me, hey, I'm starting out, I want to do more model photography. I don't have money to pay you, right? That's okay, right?
So you do trade work.
Yeah, but it's that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
You're not I don't want to be a slave to money all the time. Eventually I will make money, right? Yeah. I'll be so fucking rich, Jim. I'll buy you your own fucking studio.
I can see it happening.
But I want to make sure that I'm building a community from this, and I'm not just demanding money. I'm if someone needs my help, please reach out to me. If you have questions, sorry if I don't answer them right away.
Yeah, she's a busy lady. Don't expect an answer right away.
If you reach out to me, right? Even if as I get bigger and this and that, I want to remember why I'm doing this.
Right.
And my dad is the biggest advocate in remembering to help the people that are starting, because you were there, right? When he had a retirement ceremony from the Navy, everyone that was in the ceremony was all the beginners, people that just I guess enlisted,
right? And
you could tell they were new,
yeah,
right? But he's giving them the opportunity, right? He had all the options to pick the best of the best, right?
Right.
But what is this all about? I want to, when I'm at my best, have all the people that I want to create workshops for people for free. I didn't have that. I don't want other people to struggle like that. I want to be able to bridge that gap if I can. Don't pay me, bro. It's okay.
Don't pay me, bro.
I want to be paid, right?
Of course.
A photographer with 1 million fucking followers reaches out to me and says, hey, I want to do a shoot, you're going to pay me, right? But if someone in my community say, hey, you inspire me. I want to do more model photography, but I don't have money. How do I start?
Yeah.
Right? I said, you're doing the best thing already. You're
reaching out.
You're reaching out.
Step one.
Fucking acquire.
Make a contact.
And so
yeah,
that's what you have to do. You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah. And one of the reasons I haven't really delved into that on that note is I want to pay a model that works for me.
Of course.
So that kind
of it's respect.
Kind of like you procrastinating your podcast. It's me procrastinating working with people. But also, again, it's people. People have feelings, and I've said this before, and I don't really know if I want to deal with people's feelings and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, that's when you you gotta,
just do your thing, and I'll take some pictures and then leave. I don't just get the fuck out,
Right.
It's like the bars. You don't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, you got to get the fuck out. I am definitely as real as possible with people at the bar at closing time.
I can only
just
imagine.
Just get the fuck out. I'm literally nice. I'm doing my job. I have to be nice to you, right?
That's got to be a.
But 10 p.m. Everybody get the fuck out. Like bartending is not for the faint of heart.
No.
I get the nastiest, like the craziest harassment,
racist
comments. Oh yeah, I get. Why are you so brown? I get that one like at least once a week, and then I get, what are you?
Oh,
I get that one at least twice a week.
That's a dumb one.
I get. I thought Puerto Ricans had big butts. That one's really hurtful. And then I get, right, like, there's no like aesthetic for a Puerto Rican, like, you know what I'm saying, like, this, right? I get, that can't be your real hair, like. I'm like, it is. And people will sit there and argue with me. Are these
men or women or both?
They're both.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the sexual comments always from a man.
Of course.
Right,
How many
very
phone
inappropriate.
numbers do you get slid your way every night?
Actually not. And people are really bold to think that they could ask me for mine while I'm working.
Yeah.
I wish that people would just write a number and I'll throw it out.
Yeah.
But like respect that I'm working.
Yeah.
Right. And if I want to do something while I'm working, I'm going to give you my number.
Yeah, I don't come to the porta potty where you clean and give you my number. Come on.
Right. And it's like, when you do that, it's like, I wish that people would. The people used to do that, but they don't do that anymore. They're pretty bold.
It's way more low key.
Well, it's just like respectful.
I don't even do that. I'm like the worst at picking up on chicks. I'm just like, ugh.
Oh my God. I've been single for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been. I think it's when you have standards for yourself, and I think when you really love yourself, like you're not settling for anything.
100%.
And I think when you have like positive standards and you have boundaries with yourself and things that you won't take, like what is it? Misery's company.
Oh, misery loves company.
So people that are toxic are in relationships all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I have had one boyfriend my whole life.
Really?
One boyfriend.
Wow.
One boyfriend. And I've been single for 5 years since then. Because I learned exactly what I deserve, what I need to work on.
That's amazing.
I learned that I don't want to go through these things again.
Right.
And I want these things.
Right.
But if I have that vision, I need to change the process, right? I know my worth. I would love to have a relationship, but I have all the love I will ever need inside myself.
Sure.
So when you offer, like when my kitchen is full, overflowing with food, I can give it away and make sure that my plate is always full, like full.
Mm.
You can offer me this fucking microwavable pizza, and I'm not gonna take it. Because why? I
got a roast.
I got a roast. I got rice and beans. I got everything I want in my kitchen. It's everlasting and overflowing because I love and respect myself. So
Sorry. I'm just looking at him. He is high as fuck right now.
I know. Where's the pen?
What are you talking about? Wah, wah,
wah,
wah, wah.
But no, like when you really do that, life can get lonely.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be dating a lot.
Yeah.
Because when you set boundaries and then you are about them, when it's bye.
Yeah.
And there's no hate in that.
No.
I don't hate anybody in this
No.
world. But
It's
I will cut
love for yourself.
Right. I don't care who you are. I'll cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
And I will protect the boundary that I let you know that I have. And I think people think like it's me.
I think there needs to be more of that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like sucks sometimes. Like I think everybody wants like a person or something. We're humans.
Yeah, we're humans.
We're
made
supposed to connect.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's like but you know what? I realize that is the juice worth the squeeze when I lower my standard because I feel lonely in this moment, right? That means I'm becoming vulnerable to things that I know the outcome.
Right.
Right? Because I feel lonely in the moment, right? And I'm not a bad person for wanting connection.
No.
But action and consequence.
Yeah.
When I hit up the guy that I used to date that I don't date anymore for these reasons, or, casual sex. Like,
yeah, let's get real.
Yeah, this is the raw part. But when I lower that standard because I feel alone in certain parts of my life and I'm desperate and I forget the food that I have in my kitchen, right? Then when someone offers me that crumb, because I'm bone dry, oh my God, give it to me, right?
Yeah.
And then now, can I get some more, right?
Yeah.
And then now you can control me.
And that becomes toxic.
Right. And so I realized like because that's happened to me before. Like when I was feeling lonely, and I decided to hit up a person.
We all get there.
Right, but I'm never alone, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to, let me just hit up this person that doesn't like line up with my boundaries, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna do this one time because I'm alone. I'm feeling.
You need a fix.
Right. I don't need to fix that bad, but but I'm not wrong for wanting connection of any kind or affection. But there are consequences to that. And I knew what was going to happen. I knew it. And it happened. Because that's what happens when you're up here. And I'm not saying you're better than anybody. I'm saying what I want in life.
Well, yeah.
What my standards are is to make you worse.
You hold yourself to a certain level.
Right. And I don't need to ever stoop like when I'm feeling this way. Because this is all the things, when you work hard to create this boundary, now I will not stop until I get exactly what I deserve.
I 100% agree.
And whenever I stoop, the same thing happens, right?
Every time.
And I haven't done that in a while. And you know what? Sometimes you think about it, whatever. But
it's okay to have a little fun sometimes. And you allow yourself that fun. And as long as you set boundaries with the person that you decide to have that fun with.
Right, but I think we focus like, here you go. I think that we recreate this definition of fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things that I think are fun, right? But do not line up with my vision in life. I think there are a lot of things that are fun, but they are not productive, right? And my version of fun at the end of the day, there's all types of fun.
Yeah.
But I think like for a short, enjoyable, not fulfilling moment, a fun moment, when it's like dealing with something like that, the juice is not worth that squeeze. Like the fruit that bears, that's not fun to me in the end.
You can squeeze your own fruit.
Yes, juicy fruit.
It's too sour.
Like eventually you realize like, is this fun? Like, I'm sorry, but like,
How does this serve me?
How does this serve me? Even if I want to have casual sex with someone or a relationship, like, why am I doing this?
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but there is no dick out here that I'm just gonna like.
Worth ruining your peace.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. But I don't, that's not fun for me anymore.
No.
I have finally loved myself.
Yeah.
And fun things to me are never over there. They're not because I need to be validated with something. I have people that love me and call them and they give me real love, right?
Real love, yeah.
And it's like, that's not fun.
Right.
Like being hurt like that. Trying to be a woman and love someone and constantly degraded.
Yeah.
And I don't care how lonely I may feel. I have to remind myself.
So you're running into degradation?
Oh, every day I'm a woman.
Really?
At the gas station, someone shouted if I was a trans woman. Yeah, like literally at the gas station right there.
Here?
Literally at the
By where
Circle
I
K?
live? By my place?
Yeah, this is Orange Park.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember, this is Florida. But no, I get hateful comments all the time. I'm a woman.
It's troubling.
It's just part about life,
Yeah. I wish it weren't that way. And I will never. The truth of the matter is, yes, that is, I guess
it's life.
White male privilege, right?
It's just male to female,
Let me check my privilege.
But you acknowledge it, and you use your power for good.
I've got daughters. I have 2 daughters, and I've tried to teach them how to be strong and not take shit from people. And I mean, he can attest to whether it's worked. He can't speak.
She don't fucking listen to me, so yeah.
That's good. That's the way I taught her.
Nah, she's good. It's just she's just strong-minded. She has her opinion. We listen to each other's opinion. That's the biggest part about it. So
that's a relationship, Bubba. You gotta listen to each other.
And it's just knowing that like these things are not gonna stop.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop. It sucks.
Yeah.
But I didn't come in here and be like, oh my God, Jim, like I've accepted that, right? But it doesn't mean I take it. Like I pick and choose my battles. I'm not gonna confront the man that is shouting at me.
Yeah.
I can't. That's not smart as a woman. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that.
I'm very sorry that you had that experience.
It's okay.
Not unless you carry a gun.
Yeah, well, and then I was followed to my car the other day. And then I'm all for gun rights, right? But I didn't think I was going to like really be now in the process of getting one. You know? And it's like, these things are going to happen. It's just life. But yeah, these things happen.
Besides the, carry on. Besides the traumatic experience at the gas station in my area, we kind of touched on the, I want to talk about some good experiences, but I also want to talk about the bad experiences. And I don't want everybody,
let it rip.
I don't want people to think that I focus mainly on bad. I do ask that question a lot of models, of people that come in and that are models. I mean, but
I don't, yeah.
it's very important for me to convey that message to the people that do listen to this, that are creatives, that are content creators, photographers, videographers, whatever, that are going to be working with other people. They need to be educated about the way that we deal and work with other people, you know?
Well, I mean, it's just like being aware that there's not everyone that starts at the same step as you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just being aware that, you know, that girl probably had already a day getting there, right? And you don't even maybe think about it, right? And it's not your job, right? But it's just being aware that there are certain things you will never go through,
right?
Because you are who you are, right? And it's just meeting them in the middle if you can. If you have any type of privilege, it is your duty to meet someone in the middle. It is your duty to meet someone and lend that helping hand down. You know, privilege is not a bad thing.
I go further than the middle, but yeah.
But if someone's reaching up, some people won't even meet them halfway.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad thing to be privileged. Like, I hope everybody has some type of privilege in their lives. You know, like, use it.
Yeah.
And use it for good.
The good.
Use your privilege to help other people that are not privileged.
Right.
You know? But it's just, at least being aware is the first step, right? I'm not asking them to, you'll never understand. I'm not asking you to be me. I'm just, a lot of us are asking just, please be an ally. You know, we're never asking you to, like, deal with the problems for us. We're never telling you that you are the problem. But I think when people shy away from protecting others, when they easily could because they're afraid of their own confrontation, they don't want to deal with it. I personally believe if I'm a very just person, I will die on that motherfucking hill. Like, I will defend those who are weak. And I don't care. I will get my ass beat. Because at the end of the day, what are we doing? You know, like, I can do all this. I can be a model. I can do all the things I, like, want to do and set out as a business. But if I look back and I've seen the way that I've treated people, and if I've just turned a blind eye now, because now I've built a brand and I don't want to get canceled, or I don't want anything to confront that brand. I don't want to be associated with that because it might bring me strife. I'm sorry, then take it all. Because at the end of the day, all of that will mean nothing if you're a shitty ass person.
Right.
You know? And people will find that out. So I want to, as I'm creating a brand and business, I will protect the weak always if I can. Because, like, what are we doing? Like, I never want to lose the essence of, like, what life is about, too. It's our duty to help other people that cannot help themselves, right? I am, like, all the people that have ever helped me in life, thank God, you know? Sorry, I'm getting cry. But, you know, so, like...
You're good.
I want to do that for other people, you know?
No, I love that.
Sorry.
It's all right. Take a minute.
Do you have a tissue?
We can definitely get one. So sorry.
No, it's okay.
She's very passionate about that.
I just I don't like bullies.
No.
And like, I know what it feels like to be hated.
Yeah.
You know? And like, I don't think you can take it all. You can take the business, my brand, all I've worked for. Because that is nothing that's important at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know? Like, all of that means nothing. Like, all of this, like, at the end of the day, what's important in life? You know, if we're doing all this, but we're not helping others in the process, right? Yeah. If we're doing all this, but we're not helping others in the process, then what is all this for? Right. You know, I'm not perfect, but I want to help that, you know? Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
I tried not to cry earlier. I just broke down.
You're the first. That's the first time. It's the first for everything.
I'm a crier.
That's okay. You're very passionate. And I love that. I love that you have that passion. And I hope that people feel that and, understand.
Am I a cute crier, Patrick?
Very.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to answer. His wife will kick his ass.
Hi, wife.
No, but yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you that more people need to be advocates for that.
Right, and it's like that's a big thing that you're, when you're showing people how to interact with other people at shoots, right? To know that this is someone, like, just be aware that, like, if you have a privilege, like, just be aware that you have it. We're not asking you. We're not saying that you're a bad person.
Right.
That you have it. Just be aware that other people don't have the same starting point.
Sure.
So, like, help them. I don't ever want to, like, lose the sight of helping people in what I'm trying to do. I want, like, if I don't stand for something, I will fall for anything. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
If we don't have, like, if we're not helping our community in doing this, like, what am I doing if I'm not helping other Hispanic girls that want to start a podcast? Women in general, people in general.
Yeah.
Because they don't get to start off at the same point, So it's like I never want to ever, like, have a business and then worry about if I'm going to lose my business by being a morally just person.
Right.
Like, I never want to even, like, no, I will, fuck it, take it all. Like, like none of that means anything if I can't still do what I set out to do, So.
Again, I applaud you for being who you are, and
Yeah, it just comes out.
Don't worry about it. No one's judging here.
Oh, it's okay if you did judge. I wouldn't care.
No, I felt bad. I was like, oh shit, she's crying.
I don't feel bad.
No, I know. Well, I mean, it's probably a guy thing. We don't like, I felt like I did.
It's not a guy thing.
Did I do something wrong?
But you have to have tissues. I was gonna say that.
Well, next
time.
But
Patrick came in.
It's the first time anybody's cried on my podcast. I don't want to cry.
The cold coffee.
I know. No, there's none left. It's okay. Wow, that was an intense moment, and I appreciate.
I'm happy to share that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate that. It was big. I know that was not an easy thing to do.
I think it's easy for me to be passionate about something, right? I may not come out in the best way, but like I said,
say what's the best way. Right?
I'm saying like the choice of words, or like I may not be like the most articulate.
Whatever. You use your the way you communicate to convey the message that you want to convey.
Okay.
And if people don't like it, they can click off.
Okay. But I think if I'm starting already at my beginning part by like setting a model of, making sure I have like things I want to follow always.
Right.
And if I want to be this vulnerable always.
Yeah.
As I'm growing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can do this from the start, then I have a great foundation.
Yeah.
So I am a crier. I'll cry about anything, right?
It's okay.
And I
don't have the ability to cry. It's not.
I love feeling things, and that means like I'm putting myself out there potentially to be hurt.
Right.
But you can't hurt me because this is what I live for. Right.
Well, there's definitely a passion there. There's, the desire for you to. You have a soul. So, that's a fucking fantastic step all right there. The fact that you want to be a CEO of your own company, most CEOs usually sell their fucking soul to get there.
Right.
But I feel like if you continue on the path that you're on, you're not only going to be helping yourself, but you're going to be helping so many people.
Right. And that's like my goal.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of Generally Speaking.
Right.
And I never want to lose sight of that goal. Like, what is making all this money about if I like become the very thing that tore me down?
That you hate.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen.
I've only, this is like the most I've actually been able to talk to you.
Yeah. I didn't even know what your voice sounded like.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. I listen to all your podcasts.
You lie.
Like a rug. I don't.
It's okay. You don't have to listen to my podcast.
I listen to your podcast.
Listen to this one.
But yeah, no, I want to make sure I'm just creating a good foundation and being myself.
I think that you really are. like I said, what little I know of you is from your content. It's from the things I see on Instagram and, you know, all those types of things. And the message that I see and that I read and I watch and I pay attention and I really to people that stand out to me.
Yeah.
And you definitely stand out. And I'm like, okay, what is she doing? And is there a cohesion in her message?
Yeah.
And there is.
Yeah.
You know, I really feel it. I feel like with your podcast, you have a good platform there and you're helping people.
Right.
You know, but with the rest of your vlogs and things like that, it's a good feeling. You know what I mean? It's not like there's nothing negative coming out of you.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
That's like the goal. I want to not everyone's going to maybe you don't have to, but to hear that means a lot.
Yeah.
So
you're doing the damn thing. And
I am doing the damn thing.
And it's working. And
yeah.
You're doing a fantastic job. I'll always be,
are you going to be my hype man?
I will.
You want to be a part of the Juicy Squad?
I mean, I guess.
I guess. I need
Woo! Do I have to wear like the sweatpants that say Juicy on the back? I mean,
no, I'm going to have a Juicy Squad, whole t-shirt I'll make for you.
Okay. I don't
#, Juicy Squad.
That'll work. I'll be down to do that. Yeah.
All right,
sure.
Jim, is he another official member
Am
of
I
the
the
Juicy
first
Squad?
guy in the Juicy Squad?
No, Jonathan is.
Okay.
He's one of the photographers.
I would have been more of a
He's
right.
number 2.
I'll take number 2. If you're not first, you're last.
He's like, that doesn't sound right. You can be second. You can be third.
Yeah, I know. I'm number 2. Whatever. It's whatever. We're the first loser. Hey, listen. I don't want to keep you too long, but I because we can keep talking all night. But he's probably gonna go home to his kids.
No, you're good.
What are we at on time? Like 2 hours?
No, we're at an hour 38.
Oh my God.
See, I get this like internal clock, and I'm like, I know when we're about.
No, I feel like my back always starts to hurt if I sit down for an hour.
Really?
And I'm like, it's been an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can wrap this thing up, but I want to do it again. And
yay! I'd love to come on.
Yeah, come back because I feel like next time I'll actually write questions so I could be a little more put together for you.
Oh, I like the spontaneity.
I know, yeah,
I'm ready for anything.
I like it too.
You ask me anything. You know, I don't have to prepare.
I know.
So, and then maybe we can do one collab a month.
Yeah.
Just you and me podcast.
I think
a consistent thing. Make shorts from it or something.
I think you know what would be really cool?
What?
Like a dual podcast.
Yes. Oh my God. Why have we not thought of that?
So what I mean is you do your intro and then I do mine.
I was about to do mine.
And then when we're done, I'll take, if we do it here or we do it there, we'll take it and I'll give you the file, and we'll upload it on both of our pages.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it here because I have to pay for my rental space.
Oh God, you can use the space whenever you want.
So if you want, we could do it here.
For sure. This is free.
I would love just as a consistent, making it a consistent or monthly thing, a bi-weekly thing. Okay, I'm gonna text Josie.
She's gonna
probably
lock
listening
it in right now. Josie, get ready for the.
I wonder if she's watching. So
she probably fell asleep.
She's like an old lady. Okay, hold on.
Good for her.
I love her.
Oh God, are you FaceTiming
yes,
her?
I want to see. Yeah, she probably fell asleep. But no, thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. I'm glad you came on.
And if anything I can do for you,
yeah,
I'll scratch your back. Scratch mine. Patrick's.
Get your back.
Drop your handles.
Back scratcher.
Yep.
Juicy Jen with 35 N's.
Yes. Yep. Juicy Jen with 8 N's. And generally speaking, is available on all major platforms.
Now, when you real quick before we go, when you live stream, do you live stream?
I'm only doing it from
phone?
Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So I'm doing one or the other on a camera like that.
Yeah, yeah.
This, on Facebook,
okay.
and then my phone is on Instagram.
Yeah.
But they have
I suggest you go to YouTube.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I'm working on. I have a YouTube page, but I don't know much about YouTube. This is one of the things I'm still working out. Yes.
I got you, boo.
Yay! Thank you. I would love that. I need all the help I can get.
Because I was just like everyone say hello to Josie.
Hi, everybody say hello to Josie. She's on the show. Hold on. You can help us wrap it up. Okay.
Happy to be here.
See if it can get it.
I love it.
She's got her bestest hoodie on. Is that her Juicy Squad
no, those are coming though.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to get mine. All right.
Yeah, Jim's an official member now.
Woohoo! Is that
Yeah, it's growing.
Patrick, your application's in the mail.
We can fast track it.
All right. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming all the way out here to Redneckville.
Yes. I'll do it anytime.
Hickville. Well, hopefully soon. I'm in a month or so, I'm probably going to start renovating. So I may actually use a different space or try to find a different space to do the podcast because I don't want people like coming through my construction zone. But we'll see how it goes. But for sure, until then, you come on anytime you want. You just call me up. Hey, Jim, we got to do it. And I'm like, let's go.
Okay.
But thanks for listening. Whoever was in the live, I appreciate it. And don't forget, you can find this podcast on all podcast platforms across all of them. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the good things. And go follow Juicy Jen with 8 N's.
Juicy Jen with 8 N's.
8 N's. At Juicy Jen with 8 N's. And follow Archetype Aperture and JWM Photography _LLC. Mouthful. And
la 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 la.
I will see you in the next
later.
one. Bye.
Josie, your lip